So I had somebody ask me, how do you stop caring about what other people think about you? I believe that when we come down to earth that we choose some of the main themes that we explore down here, and for me, I had an eating disorder growing up, and so learning to stop caring so much what other people think has been a big part of my journey. But a big part of that journey is about learning to be okay with yourself, because if you really care so much about what other people think about you, it's actually kind of more of a reflection about what you think about you. And the same goes for people that are judgmental of other people. It's generally because they are judging themselves quite harshly. So if somebody doesn't like you, or if somebody says something sort of nasty to you, just remind yourself that they're doing that because they don't fully accept themselves, because if they did, they wouldn't be projecting that onto you to start off with. But also remind yourself that if I'm still sensitive to this, then I don't fully accept myself. Because if you 100% fully accepted yourself and loved yourself, you know, the way that you could, then you wouldn't care so much what anyone else had to think about you, because you would be very secure in your own perception of yourself. So it really is less about what other people think about you and more about what you think about you. And the way to change that is slowly and over time. Like, you don't need to jump from here to here. You just need to mold your thoughts one by one and choose a thought that feels better to you each and every time. So if you think a thought that, oh, I don't look good enough, or I'm not good enough, or whatever, pick a different thought. Choose, and it may not be the best thought that you could ever think, but it might just be a little bit better than the last thought that you think. Generally, we are our own worst critics, and we judge ourselves much harsher than we judge other people. So you almost need to treat yourself like you are your own best friend, and talk to yourself like you're talking to a best friend. Talk gently to them and give them the benefit of the doubt, and encourage them in any way possible that you can, because you know that you would do that for somebody else. So you just need to learn how to do that for yourself. This business of learning to accept yourself isn't a waste of time. It's one of the most powerful and profound things that you can do. And because it has been a theme in my life, learning to love myself in every stage, not just when I, lose weight, or not just when I look a certain way or achieve a certain thing. Loving myself through every process and every circumstance is the work. It's not about being perfect and then loving yourself. And I think this the most powerful thing that you can do is to love yourself when you're not doing your best, when you made a mistake, when you were nasty to someone else, or when you were nasty to yourself, and what's the difference? Because if we're nasty to somebody else, then you are being nasty to yourself, because everyone is just a reflection of who you are. And even if you might be completely different personalities or doing completely different things with your life, that person is still a part of you, because we are all a part of this greater whole. Like, we are all source energy down here having a human experience. And I can guarantee you that every single one of us has had an experience of a range of emotions, and that's basically the essence of every experience, is the emotion behind it. It's not as black and white as we make it out to be, and it's the emotional essence of every situation that we can relate to. So it doesn't matter where somebody else is on their journey compared to you, they are a part of you, and you need to learn to, you don't have to have them in your life to accept them for who they are, and you don't have to be thinking about them all the time, but you can just be like, you know what, they're a human too, and every single action that a human takes on this earth is so that they can feel better. Every single one. Every single time that anyone makes any action, they are trying to make themselves feel better. And even though it might be misguided, and even though it won't make them feel better, it doesn't mean that that's not their goal. And we all have that goal, right? Like, every single action we take, we want to feel better. Even people that self-harm, they do that because they think it will make them feel better. They are looking for relief. People who take drugs, they are doing that for relief. Everyone is just looking for relief and to feel better. And if you can come from that place of understanding and compassion, then you are so much more likely to forgive yourself for any small slights that you have, anything that you do wrong. If you can just first love yourself, that is the key to releasing yourself from the action that you are preferring not to have. For example, if I am hating on somebody else, or if I am doing something that I don't prefer, if I can be like, you know what, I forgive you and I love you, and I can see that you're just struggling and you're just trying to feel better. As soon as you do that, you release this tension and this struggle to be better, and then you just allow yourself to be better because you're not being so hard on yourself. You see it with kids all the time. It's the parents that give them the benefit of the doubt. Those kids actually bounce back from whatever that it was that they were doing. You know, like parents that have kids who have drug issues, if that parent places more judgment on that child, they are 10 times more likely to continue to use drugs to cope with that judgment, right? So as soon as you love yourself, love is the answer. Love is the thing that will cure everything. And we're all sometimes fighting fire with fire, being like, you're doing something wrong, so I'm going to make you feel like you are wrong. But if you are doing something wrong and you remind yourself that it doesn't matter what happens, that you are right, that is when it loses its power. Love will break the power of anything from you. So if you can just love yourself in any situation, not for the purpose of being better, but for the reason that you are love and you are made from love, and there is nothing that you can do on this planet that will make you not be loved by source energy. And we are all going back to the same place at the end of the day. And this is just a dream, a physical dream that we are having. And when we get back into spirit, we'll realize just how much of a flick it was in the space of in the spectrum of eternity, because we are eternal beings living a human experience in this world, and it is literally the same as us having a dream at night and then waking up and then being like, oh, here I am again, and that was just like a blip in my radar. That's what this life experience will be like when you die and when you remember who you are completely and you rejoin the entire the source energy that is you. Like, this is a small fragment of your life in total, and it's not as big a deal as we make it. It just feels like it when we're down here, and that's the whole reason we designed it that way. We made it so that it feels very real, so that we can enjoy this life experience. So if you can just learn to love yourself no matter what you do, then you will loosen up any grip that has on you, thinking that you need to be the best or that you need to be perfect, because that is so far from the truth, it's not even funny. So love yourself no matter what you're doing. Love your friends, love your family, love your enemies, no matter what they are doing, because they are all part of you, and there's nothing that can stop somebody from being made from love, because that's what everything is made from. We are liquid love made into a human form, and we are allowed to make mistakes, and we are allowed to be whatever we want to be. So if you can just learn to love yourself, and then other people's perspectives of you won't even matter then, because you will just be so sure of your own worthiness and your own divine nature and divine love, and that is what's truly going to set you free. Love will set you free. So it starts with you, and it starts with everyone that you meet. Learn to love yourself and love everyone else, even in their worst days, even in their worst moments, even if they're being nasty to you. Learn to love them, because you've been there too. In some way, in some shape or form, you have been in a similar situation than they are. So love is the answer, guys. Just love yourself as much as you possibly can, and do it thought by thought, one step at a time.